You must have heard it, right?
Broski?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
It's the
Maybe.
it's the it's the one where he's basically the video is basically he's talking from the perspective of someone who grew up with him, and then he's
I
like,
know, I know what you're talking about. I seen the
yeah,
video, but I don't remember. I don't remember the actual song, but I remember that video.
but you remember what it was about, right?
It was like it was like he was going at it with his friend or something like that, right?
Yeah, basically, his friend was giving him props, like your Grammy award, blah 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 blah. You always looked
Mm-hmm.
out for me, and then the second verse starts with him saying, "Okay, but could you give me some money because I need this?" Da, 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 da. And then
Mm-hmm.
and basically he starts revealing how he truly feels about his successful friend. That
Mm-hmm.
so basically it's jealousy, basically. So I guess what I'm trying to say, because I've asked other people that I've interviewed about this, have you had to deal with that with any
Uh,
close friends that you grew up with in the beginning?
nah, I don't. I mean, I've had relationships where I might have fell out with people, but it was never like over money or whatever. So, um, or jealousy. It's just sometimes you outgrow people. You know what I mean? People
Mm.
be focused on other stuff, and you focused on your goals, and you just gotta be selfish sometimes and focus on yourself and get where you need to go to get where you need to go. You know what I mean?
No, no, for sure, for sure. Okay, I see a guy called E Dubs wants to speak.
Yeah, E Dubs. I was just about to mention that. Yeah.
Let me bring him up.
Yes, thanks. No, Cardiac. What I wanted to find out, yeah, is like the transition, how you got into like R&B. Like, when did you decide that you was just gonna go over there and just take over from everybody else?
Um, it's kind of like sentimental for me. Long story short, my cousin, she was more like my sister. She always like, was a part of my like career in music. And even when I was doing like a lot of hip hop, she would always try to get me to like do R&B. She could sing, so she was always trying to get me to like do R&B. She introduced me to, different artists like Brandy, um, Mariah Carey, Aaliyah, like a lot of R&B acts from the 90s, you know what I mean? Um and I just doing hip hop, it just got oversaturated
Yeah.
for me. You know what I mean? And I wanted to, take on the challenge to see if I could like do R&B stuff. And she would challenge me as well, like, yo, you could do R&B. Like the last R&B joint I really heard from you. It's not really R&B, but the last joint that I heard that I fucked with was Dice Pineapples. Like, you ain't got no R&B shit. Like, where your R&B shit at? You know what I mean? She didn't say those words, but in so many words, that's what she was saying. So I started to focus more on like R&B stuff. That's where like the party next door type of stuff
Yeah.
I started doing. Then that's turned into Tank when we, and then fast forward, that turned all that stuff turned into like what we hear now from me. So, that's how I got into like the R&B space.
Okay, that's
Oh,
great.
oh wow, okay, that's dope, man. That's dope. Yeah, you're doing well in that department too, in the R&B department. We're gonna get to the R&B later on. But yeah, thanks for your question. Sorry, for E Dubs, appreciate it. Okay. We're gonna move on to the next song, man. This song doesn't have a sample.